What I find helpful is the idea or quote unquote practice of inclusivity. So it's not about trying to get away from the ego dimension, run away from it, and get to this other dimension. It's not about trying to get away from anything. It's more of remembering. So imagine the ego dimension as the hand of the whole body. When one is identified with just the hand of the body, then that's not the whole you, right? That's not the whole thing. So there is this myopic, constricted identity or beingness. Beingness is myopified to just this part of the body. When the hand remembers that it's part of the whole body, then the rest of the body lights up through recognition, through remembering. So literally, there is this undismembering, undisconnecting. There's the remembering, this is not the only part. This is not the only thing that's here. There is this whole body right here, right now. The hand is like the ego dimension. So it's not about trying to run away from the hand, right? To quote unquote get to the whole body. It's just about remembering that you're actually connected, that you're actually membered to the whole. And in so recognizing, it is as if remembering your association, remembering your connectedness, remembering your pluggedness to this quote unquote resource, right? To your own resource, to your own goodness, to your own wellspring of well being, to life. It is helpful to see that the functioning or characteristics of the myopia-fied ego dimension is just an indicator of the atmosphere of the particular dimension where you are. Unwholeness, lack, and ungroundedness, like unsubstantiatedness, is the hallmark atmosphere of the ego dimension. And so if you take it like that, if you take it as this impersonal indicator telling you, quote unquote, where you are, then you can relate with it as a reminder to remember, a reminder to remember your memberedness, so to speak. Because the egoic dimension, the characteristic of the egoic dimension is highlighted at the forefront when it's the only compartment lit up, right? When consciousness awareness is confined in this dimension, that's the atmosphere. When you recognize that, oh, this is the atmosphere, therefore, that's an indicator for me to remember the other quote unquote body parts, the other compartment, the whole body, which this compartment is connected to. It's in lack, the sense of lack, the sense of dissatisfaction, sense of quote unquote wrongness, and I must get there, only means that this other compartment is not lit up, right? Your consciousness awareness is constrained. There is myopia happening. And the ego dimension forgets its connection to a wellspring of resource. It's like the hand forgetting that it's connected to the body. That's why it's acting that way. That's why it's in lack, a sense of incompleteness. It's having all these, egoic arisings. It is when it forgets that it's connected to its own resource. It's when, again, consciousness awareness is myopified to the hand and forgetting all about the rest of the body. So this is, again, to reiterate, emphasize that it's not about trying to run away from one domain to the other, trying to get away, trying to correct your state of being. It's just remembering. That's a really good word, remembering. The meaning of remember, the word remember really serves its meanings, right? Remember as in recall, and remember as in being undismembered, undismembering yourself, or remembering that you are actually membered to the whole. So again, it's like the hand remembering its connectedness or memberedness to the whole body. So that's a more fruitful and practical approach to this. You can notice that when you are, quote unquote, undismembered from the beingness that you're seeking, or that the ego is seeking, or that which you prefer, there is this sense of being backed up by that. You're backed up. Again, you're substantiated, you're informed by that. A helpful idea is to regard yourself as the quote unquote destination compared to being the seeker, the arriver. So you are the meeting point, quote unquote. You're the culminating point. You're the arrival point. You're the destination at which the quote unquote other dimension arrive at. So you're not the arriver. They quote unquote arrive at you. In one of my books, I've mentioned there to stay where you are as you are, because right where you are as you are is the quote unquote pouring point, the arrival point. This is a much more helpful, fruitful, let's say, application compared to being the seeker, that which tries to get away from the here and now in order to get there. And as we know, this movement of trying to get away from something in order to get to somewhere else is what actually creates this sense of stuckness. Because you're trying to get away, you see? You're coming from this foundation that right where you are, as you are, is wrong, right? You're imposing wrongness upon the here and now. But all we have is the here and now, you see? So it is how we relate with it that creates our experience.